Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Get Shit Done show. My name is Blake. I'm a sales rep here at HubSpot.
And my name is Mary, also a sales rep at HubSpot.
And together we're gonna take over objections. Episode 2 is gonna handle everything from pricing objections, timing, and our favorite, competitors.
Love it. And in this segment, we are going to cover the pricing objection, but don't forget to follow us on the hashtag GSD show. Some of the themes that we're going to be covering in this segment are, how to sell by adding value, how to really be a consultant throughout that sales process, and we're also going to give you some sound bites on how to handle this objection when you're out on the sales floor.
I love it. Let's get started.
All right.
So price is always going to come up. It's an inevitable. So when do you think it's an appropriate time in the sales cycle to bring up price?
So my goal is to really be a consultant. So I'm really trying to qualify, determine if there's a good fit. And then if I've done that and I've really acted like that consultant, it's a perfectly good time to talk about price.
I love that. I mean, we want to help people buy, not just sell them.
Exactly.
So if you just bring out the price without even showing the value, you're just going to be a number.
You're just a number.
You're just a number, and we're not numbers.
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So when we bring up price and when it's the right time and we've demonstrated the value, how do you handle that conversation?
So once we've mutually agreed as, salesperson and prospect that there is a good fit and we both agree, you want to figure out, are you in their ballpark? Be upfront about the cost and then gauge their reaction to the ballpark pricing that you give.
And what if they come to you, after you throw out the ballpark and they go, oh my gosh, wow, Mary, that is way more than I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, so it's not an immediate no, and you certainly shouldn't treat it as such. You really want to figure out, okay, is this a cash flow issue or is it a budget issue? If it's a cash flow issue, maybe you can work on breaking up contract terms. And if it's a budget issue, maybe we can talk about a discount, but it's not an immediate no.
And don't assume. Don't
Exactly.
assume that it's budget. Don't assume that it's cash flow. Make sure you have the
Always ask.
the finite answer. So, when you said that I am a consultant, I want to show value, how do you kind of do a check-in with the prospect to make sure that you've demonstrated value throughout the entire sales cycle?
So a great question that I always like to ask is price the only thing that would keep you from moving forward? Gives you an opportunity to figure out, if that is the case, and it also helps you uncover any other objections that you maybe didn't get to earlier in the process.
Great, and then I love that question, but what if they come to you and go, yeah, Mary, it's a price thing?
That's actually great because it shows that they are committed to moving forward. So in that case, I'm really going to try to do everything I can to help move it across the finish line and help them buy, whether it's a discounting or a contract term issue.
So we want to hear that price is the only issue.
We do. That's a good sign.
That's awesome. So, when you're providing a high value product or service, you're most likely talking to a variety of different roles. So how do you kind of organize your messaging and kind of figure out how to tailor that pitch or that value for each of the different roles that you're coming across in a sales cycle?
Yeah, so with your sales leadership, you really want to define for your industry and for your product, who are your buyer personas? And once you've defined who those people are, whether it's a decision maker or an influencer, you tailor your conversation and the information that you're giving based on that persona.
And something that I've noticed is personas are also categorized as decision maker or champion. And there are times when unfortunately you're not talking to this decision maker right away. So how do you kind of handle those different types of roles?
So if you're talking to a champion or an influencer, what you really want to do is team up with that influencer or champion, come across the table and help them sell your service or your product to the decision maker. So you're working with them as like a partner almost.
So there are definitely certain themes, certain messaging that you can learn and use, but there's no sales cycle that's the same. That's something that I've experienced.
Nope.
Each one is its own ride.
Yes, and you must treat them as such.
Yeah, great. So that actually sums up our segment on the pricing objection. Next, we're going to handle it's just not the right time.
Hate it.
It's not you, it's me. No, it's me. And remember to follow us on the hashtag GSD show. As always, see you next segment, guys.